Okay, I finally have my audience. It's 5:30 in the afternoon, same day, 23rd, Friday 23rd of August 2024. The tool I ordered online, and I'll give you the particulars, the part number and the source later, but it was Amazon online, and it is the right threads. I misspoke last segment. It was 7/16 national fine. 7/16 national fine. Anyway, I'll get a bigger wrench and make sure I got this on here the right way, and we'll move on to the next thing. Alright, the socket is 1 1/8 inch, and that's a 24-inch wrench, and you hold with this breaker bar, you hold the center of the tool stationary while you crank on the wrench. And it was already fully installed, the harmonic balancer. I couldn't really tell, but at least this gives me something to reaffirm my confidence that I have the before I start hanging stuff on the front of the engine. And I could have left this for last, but I didn't. I really wanted to get an oil seal on the oil pan before I put oil in it. So now I can put the oil dipstick tube in there and put oil in the engine and install the oil filter. And I'm working in between rain showers here. The weather has stabilized long enough for me to try to get some work done before sundown. And I need to work on the back of the engine. On the front, I put on the electrical cable, which is something a lot of people forget, and it bites them later because they don't have a good electrical ground that way. And on the back, there's another one. That one always corrodes, and people don't see it because it's buried down below where they can't see it. But if they don't have good electrical connections on the ground, they're going to have trouble. And I see posts all the time where people, they ignore the grounds. They assume that the steel body gives them a solid ground, but it doesn't always, because this engine is insulated on rubber mounts. And yeah, it connects to the transmission, but that's also on a rubber mount. So the electrical bonding and grounding is something that people don't think about, and then they have an electrical problem, especially on these General Motor trucks. They had a lot of problems with corrosion on the grounding and bonding. And I may run additional cables on this one, just to, I use marine grade cable, like a #1 American wire gauge or #2 American wire gauge from pacergroup.net online. You can also get cables from Anchor Marine or any marine supply store, but I like pacergroup.net is my favorite. That's my go-to. Anyway, that's it for this segment. Now that I've finished with the harmonic balancer, I can put that tool away for future. And it's a 7/16 national fine, and I forget the number that's associated with that, but it'll be in the specs and notes and all that when I do the slideshow later. Right now I'm trying to do content. Audience, hope you're finding something useful here. Give me a thumbs up if there's any information useful to you, and you can subscribe or unsubscribe at any time, no cost to you. And I'm not being paid if you watch my videos until I have 4,000 subscribers, but they are growing. I've added over 118 subscribers in the last week with this documentary. This is not a how-to. I make mistakes. This is a documentary about one van, my van. Thanks for watching. Okay, it's 5:45 or 5:50 on the 23rd of Friday, 2024, August. I'm ready to do the oil filter and the oil. This oil filter I ordered online, and the reason I ordered a lot of stuff online, you go in the stores and you can't find anything. There's nothing on the shelves, especially big box stores like Walmart. Got mosquitoes. This is a Papa Foxtrot 52E filter, and using the conventional 10W30 motor oil. I normally fill these oil filters before I install them. If it's a sideways filter, then I fill it half full, but I want to make sure that it's the absorbency in here absorbs all of the juice, all of the oil into the filter. and then I install it, and hand tight initially, and then I got a tool to put it on a little tighter. But you don't want to over tighten these, and then you want to back off like an eighth of a turn once it's tight and you feel like you got a good seal. And these little mosquitoes are driving me nuts, so I can't do too much. I got to go in and out of the air conditioning, and they don't like it in there. It's too cold. They try to follow me in, but if I set the AC down low enough, they don't like it, and they get lethargic as opposed to hungry. But out here in the steamy heat, I'm sweating bullets, and I like it that way. I grew up on the south side of Chicago, and I just like hot and steamy. I feel better about that than freezing to death or being cold. I have cold intolerance. So enough about my medical problems. We're going to do this next. And I've already done the harmonic balancer. I'm sure I'm good with that. And once I put motor oil in the engine, then I can pull out the distributor and prime it with this prime tool and see what my oil pressure is on this remanufactured engine I'm installing from Powertrain Products. And they're fully aware that I'm doing this documentary. I've told them 3 times and sent them links. And I say nice things about them because so far what I see I really like. It seems like it's an outstanding product. I would have liked to have done this myself if I had the time, but you know, I had enough trouble just getting the pistons back into it without doing all the machine shop work that they do, either at local machine shops or at the remanufacturer. And I just think they do a better job of it for a street machine like this. This is not going to be anything other than a grocery hauler, farm truck, to haul my tropical fruit to where people that want to buy it. That's the point of this whole thing, is to have a vehicle I can use without spending a ton of money. So, and I've already spent more of it on it than I want to, but hey, I gotta be comfortable, or try to be. But I got body work I gotta do on it when I'm done with the powertrain issues. And I've been all through the van, and I've told you about that in past videos. I've done the fuel system, the fuel injection, brakes, the power steering, the hydro boost. I had the transmission repaired or rebuilt not that many miles ago by a company in Miami, Enter Transmission. So I should be golden once I get this engine up and running. So hope you're enjoying the documentary. This is not a how-to, this is a documentary. I make mistakes, and do-it-yourself work can be dangerous, so do it at your own risk if you choose to, or hire a professional. And I would hire a professional, but I like doing my own work. And thanks for watching. Okay, before I go to the trouble of crawling under the van, I found this tool, and this one's plastic, and I don't like plastic. This is for super graphite. But these things break, they twist if you over tighten them, or I like the metal ones better. Even though these are supposed to be superior and they don't rust, but it says on the label, oil filter wrench made by super graphite 4, made by Flow Tool, Flotool, Flow Tool. And I don't know how many millimeters it is, it doesn't say, but it fits the bottom of this AC oil filter that I said before, the number Papa Foxtrot, whatever I said. There you go. But I want to get this done before it starts raining, so I'll fill this full of oil. I'll put some oil on the seal, and then I'll tighten it up by hand, and then finish with the wrench, but not over tightening it, and then backing it off a quarter of a turn. And I hope I got the oil plug in the oil pan. That's a mistake for a person new to do. You know, and then all the oil runs out, and you crank it up and you blow an engine. Happened to a relative of mine. Relative thought that he was a mechanic, so he found out he wasn't, and then he went into sales, and he probably did real well in sales. because he was a good talker. Audience, on to the next segment. Video documentary, video diary, 1994 Astro van installing the remanufactured engine. My name is Dennis Sietsma, Dennis John Sietsma Productions. It's 6:14 in the evening on the 23rd of August 2024. It's a Friday and the little mosquitoes are out. I am not going to put the rest of the engine oil into the engine at this time because I want to install the oil level oil stick tube first, so I don't have it all leak on the ground when I pour it in. And the mosquitoes are pretty fierce right now, but I do have the oh goodness, what did I forget? Forget my head if it wasn't attached. The rag. Okay, I have the oil filter full of oil, and you give it a little time to let it absorb, let it suck it into the material that's in the oil filter to make sure it's all the way full of oil before you put it on. And it's really slick, so having that tool helps a lot. But you see, I got the oil filter installed, and later, if I feel up to it, we'll crawl up under the other side and I'll show you my handiwork on the support bolts for the electrical cables for the starter, the purple wire that actuates the starter, and the big wire that goes to the battery. Now, all of this stuff is deteriorating, this insulation and stuff. So if somebody in the audience knows where to buy this stuff online, let me know, or in a store, what and the name of it, what to look it up, because I want to pretty this up after I finish and get the engine installed. But for right now, I'm just going to wipe down the oil filter and keep on going. And then later I'll attach the that starter ring on the engine to the transmission torque converter and torque it to spec, and I'll use some blue Loctite on it, on those bolts, and then we will carry on to the next segment. Thank you for watching, audience. Okay, it's 8 o'clock at night, 8:16 p.m. Eastern Time on the 23rd of August 2024. It's a Friday. This the last segment for tonight because it's dark outside and I'm tired. So I'm going to try to get a shower and get something to eat for dinner. And I did run my errands today. I got over to Walmart and got some supplies I needed, like more of these bags, because I use them a lot for the Ziploc bags. I like Hefty better than Ziploc, but anyway. And I never throw my old parts away till a project's done. You can see how deteriorated this driver's side engine mount is, and these get chewed up a lot unless you go to the new high performance ones. And I've read a lot about the high performance ones being difficult to install. You have to modify them because I don't know, the people make them are not doing it right, according to what I've read in the posts on the social media groups for automotive enthusiasts, that's my target audience, Astro van enthusiasts and aficionados. And if you're one of those, you're my target audience. Now, I'm going to say that's all, Gracie, for tonight. I got the passenger side mount somewhere, and I'll show that to you later. That one has hardly any deterioration in it, and I don't know, but people were asking me when am I going to be done with this thing, and I just don't know because of the weather and whether we get a tropical storm or not. But I'm trying to move this along as quickly as I can. And when you take that off, make sure you keep it vertical, because if it goes horizontal, it leaks and you have to buy a new one. Ask me how I know. Haha. But anyway, this is it for tonight. This is the end of the video, and I ordered some more stuff for my hot water heater, and later in another video we'll get into the hot water heater repair business, or replacement, or both. But it was pretty obvious what was wrong. I probably could have just changed the heater element, but I wanted a new one because it was full of garbage and it was 20 years old. Anyway, people, thanks for watching. Give me a thumbs up if anything's interesting here, and you can subscribe or unsubscribe at will. I'm not being paid till I have 4,000 subscribers, and I only have like 420 now at this date and time. But I appreciate all the new subscribers that have joined recently. Thank you so much. And do-it-yourself work, if you do decide to do any of this, is at your own risk. Death or injury can result, and I had a high school friend who had a car fall on him. He had it on jack stands and everything, but it tipped. And I was watching one of the car shows today, you know, Freiberger almost had something fall on him and scared him. So, but thank you for watching.